Hey everyone, I'm coming to you today to introduce you to my new fabric collection, Grace, that will be releasing at International Quilt Market in Houston the end of October and will be shipping to shops in May of 2024. So if I tell you a little bit about Grace, it did not start as a fabric collection. It started at the end of my 100-day project in 2022, which was in the summer, because it always takes me, more than 100 days to do the 100-day project. And I had started carving a bunch of new blocks, which I was kind of obsessed with. I kind of get in a theme and get going, right? So I started, I'd share my blocks. So my first, my blocks were these. I was a little obsessive. I found myself really enjoying the symmetry, messing around with my compass. So as I started doing all these blocks, I started doing panels, printing panels, just because I wanted to see what happens. And behind me is all of my original pieces that I created. This was the first panel I did, used almost all the blocks. And then I started creating some of the other ones along in here. And then as I was probably, I don't know, 3/4 through my adventure of playing with color and all of these blocks and the different combinations and layers that I could come up with, I realized it could be a cool fabric line. So with that being said, I then finally did a couple pieces that were very intentional for fabric, which were these two right here. So this was very much a journey for me in having grace for myself. I think of having grace for myself in the sense of having kindness and empathy for when you don't create or when you mess up, and then giving yourself a little slack sometimes. It's kind of that self-care stuff that we as women a lot of times don't do. Anyway, so grace really came out of that place of self-care and being okay with the fact that I had not been producing a lot, and I was learning to find my voice again and who I was and in my life now. And so that's kind of where this collection came from. And it had some really profound moments for me as I was creating this, because I realized this is my passion and this is something I truly love. So that is why this collection is called Grace, and why the campaign for this fabric is to give yourself some grace. It is something that I work on a daily basis. So now let me show you some of the fabric really quick of what we came up with Free Spirit based on all of my original pieces. My original pieces were width of fabric by a yard, all of these ones. And then this one was the width of fabric by 1.5 yards. And that's just how I wanted to print. So we decided to take this and use a digital printing to recreate these designs. So, and that was Lucy, who wanted to say hi. She also would like to go outside, but it's cold and raining. So the first piece of actual fabric is this, which is the theme print, I guess. And then there was the beauty of digital is that you can change some sizes, because as you know, do I have that upside down? I do. All of my blocks are, the sizes they are. I don't carve them into this. This is the beauty of a computer. So I'm gonna go through all of these. This one was really fun because it is, I love hot pink and fuchsia, and I really wanted to play around with different color palettes and expanding that idea of monochromatic. and stepping out of my normal comfort zone of blue and printing in blue. So this is definitely out of my comfort zone. These colors, these oranges and golds. And then this one is definitely out of my comfort zone because it's not bold and bright, which a lot of my stuff tends to be bold and bright. This is very subtle and monochromatic, and yet has a lot of depth with the layers of colors that are in there. Now, of course, I couldn't not do some blues, right? So here's one of my blues, which I tried to push a little bit, and I went towards the emerald and some of that lime green to create a different sort of color story than I normally do. And this last one, well, the last one of these first prints that I did that had no intentions of being fabric at the time. They're very excited to be fabric now, but no intentions at the beginning. And this was using a dark blue, my comfort zone, and pushing it with some of that emerald and, you know, creating a little more depth with that. So once, you know, decided this could be really cool fabric, I did this print, which the beauty of sometimes things happening when you're printing, I did this whole 45 width, right? And on the main piece, it's that. I ran out of ink, and so I did this edge in this darker color. And honestly, I'm so happy that happened. It ends up making such a cool fabric. So here are the other colors in that. A nice teal, lovely pink. And then this, which seems super dark. It's like inky and indigo-y. It's really yummy. But it's so dark. And I kind of love that because I needed something good and dark that would ground this whole thing. And then the last one is this nice repeated monochromatic that comes in blue. Of course, this is my blue. A yummy like raspberry color, and finally an orange. So this is Grace. It was a epic journey for me in my own personal creativity and that place where you come out of a, I don't know if it's a hibernation maybe, or maybe it was just a new shell that I was pushing the boundaries to find. So I am honored that it is now a fabric collection, and I hope you have fun using it. I can't wait to see all the projects.